YouTube, what's going on? So we got, what is it, Friday night? January 11th, 2019. So I'm finished with the trade layout for 100 Little Cars. I appreciate all the feedback. A lot of support from you guys out there, and it is much appreciated. But we are now on to the next. So this building I did not make. This one was it's a pre-built from Walthers. It's HO scale. So I understand that, you know, the cars are S scale, the building is HO scale. Sometimes you can find structures that work. This one works. It's not the best, but I've seen plenty of car dealerships that are tiny. In fact, my dad was growing up, he was in the auto industry. He was on the finance side of it, but I spent so many weekends at car dealerships. And he had a friend of his that owned a little buy here, pay here. And it was basically a shanty. It was either Denver or Lakewood, Colorado. It was on West Colfax. What was it? Colfax? I don't remember the cross street. But I mean, you walk, first of all, the building was elevated. Like it was like ready for a flood or something. You walk up the stairs onto the deck, and then you go inside the building. They've since torn it down. Inside the building, there was a little tiny bathroom and 2 desks. No room for, for a floor model or anything like that. At least with this, you can get at least 2 cars comfortably situated in there, possibly 3. We're going to find out eventually. I'm going to have to repaint the floor in there, or at least just touch that one up. I'll touch that one up. But Champion DJK, I need to work something out with you because I definitely need some LED lighting for this. I don't need much, maybe like 2 bulbs, 2 or 3, with a battery power and a switch. Just something that I can mount right there on top of that. And then maybe like a wire with a switch that I can run. Maybe just poke a little hole in the side and run it out the back. That would be helpful. Because I don't know how to do that. I've looked at that and like you got to run. I don't know. It's just not as simple as putting a light bulb, hooking a battery up to it. And I've purchased some stuff that I thought might work, but it just doesn't work. It's too many lights and whatnot. So, anyways, so yeah, if you could hook me up with a light, I'll hook you up with I don't know, a Kyosho or something. So, I am very happy with the way that the other one came out. Everybody, the feedback was positive. There is one total douchebag who sets up the YouTube accounts, Joe Johnson and what was the other one? Joe Johnson, and it was like Jack Johnson or something like that. So he sets up these fake YouTube accounts and then just goes on and talks a bunch of shit. And that's all he's done on my channel. He's probably like the one guy that gives all the videos a thumbs down. He's commented a few times about how awful the channel is, yet he continues to watch it. So I appreciate that because I get revenue every time you watch a video. So Mr. Johnson, that by the way, the name is fitting. Thank you for helping support the channel that you so vehemently despise. For the rest of you, though, thank you. All right, let's look at some cars. So this is very preliminary. Obviously, I don't have the slab glued down yet. That's coming soon. And then, once I do that, I'm sure it's going to curl up like the other one did. So I'll have to touch that up. And then the fencing, I've got a lot of fencing left to build on this. But this one's not going to have, it's going to be a different feel than the other layout. Like there's not going to be like a back alley type of feel to this one. It's going to be more of just an old car lot. So that's where I'm at with this. Yeah, I wish this light worked, but it's just like the Tomokarama lights, where it is strictly cosmetic and nothing more. I did run the phone lines on this one, and this is why I didn't want to run the phone lines on his, because if I had, then when I pack it, I got to tuck packing material underneath, and if I use plastic bags or whatever, if he pulls them out, he could just totally destroy this. So that's why I sent him the material, but he's gonna have to run them, which he's fine with. And yeah. And by the way, Joe Johnson, I didn't trade that for 100 little cars. I don't know what you were implying with that. Your comment was kind of puzzling, but the 100 little cars is the person that I traded it to. I didn't trade. I'm not getting 100 little cars for the layout. You really should find something else to do with your spare time. You obviously lead a miserable, bitter life. But all right, enough of that. Let's look at some cars. I'm not gonna. Well, maybe I can. All right, so this is Kyosho Alfa Romeo. I don't even know what kind of car it is, because these were never prominent here. TZ2, Tango Zulu 2. Really cool car. It's got kind of a look of an old Stingray Corvette. Or maybe, what were those old Shelbys called? Shelby Daytona. Has a little bit of a Daytona look here on the back end. So kind of a cross between an old Stingray and a Shelby Daytona. But it's a really nice car, nicely detailed. Full-size spare in the back. Nice metallic flake silver paint. The wheels are very highly detailed, which is par for the course with Kyosho. As I've said many times before, they have the best wheels in 1:64 scale, in my opinion. This is a Konami car, one of the nicer Konami castings. It's the 1977 Toyota Celica. So they actually have 4 different Toyota Celica toolings. 2 of them came in the cars of the 80s, so those ones are much harder to find. The other 2, one of them was I think it's a 1970, came in a light blue and a burgundy, and then this one, which is a late 70s model, which came in silver and red. But this, in my opinion, is one of the better Konami castings that they did. It's a very nice replica. It's very accurately modeled. And the casting has some great lines to it. Plus, it's got a very highly detailed interior. It's a good size car. It's not real small like a lot of Konamis are, which is fine because, you know, they're all scale accurate, but just a really cool car. And Champion DJK, I know you've passed on this one a couple times. If this is available next time I'm over there, I may just snag it for you, because it's definitely a Konami that's worth having. Like I've said, in my opinion, this is one of their better models that they did. And then this is a Tomica Limited Vintage Toyota Corona, 1985, I believe. Some fingerprints on the window. Love Tomica Limited Vintage. Look at the size of that rear bumper. Thing is huge. That car, to me, just screams 1980s. Here we have a late 70s Mazda RX-7, also by Konami. Nice little model. I wish with this one, I wish it just sat a little bit lower. Other than that, I think it's a nice model. Got a neighbor who just bought one of these. I took a picture of it. It's a super clean car. RX-7, and then here we have a Mazda RX-5. Also known as the Mazda Cosmo. Very nice prototypical wheels. All these cars here have prototypical wheels. In fact, they all have prototypical wheels. They all have lens headlights, lens taillights, rubber tires. It's a really cool Mazda. So this came in the red color here. It also came in like a champagne color. I sent the champagne one off. Actually, sent it off with the layout to 100 little cars. So it'll be interesting to see if he does anything with it. I didn't send it to him for him to customize. I sent it to him for him to keep. Then this is the Tomica Limited Vintage Toyota Corolla. I believe this is a 1979 model. This is a great model. It's not my favorite TLV Toyota, but it is definitely a nice one. Tomica Limited Vintage made so many awesome Toyotas. I'm going to have to do, I know I've already done a video, but I'm going to have to redo that video, I think. Alright, so over here we have a Kyosho Porsche 911 Speedster. This is one of the very first Kyosho castings I ever had. One of the first ones I bought. And it's remained in my collection ever since, for about the last 3 years. And then this is also a Kyosho. And this is a Maserati. But if you look at these Kyosho models, it's kind of hard to see on the Porsche just because they're black, but their wheels are just incredible with the detail. Konami does a nice job. You know, here's the RX-7. Those are prototypical wheels. The RX-5 Cosmo, you know, they look really good as well. TLV honestly probably has the worst wheels of all the premium import brands. Some of their wheels are very, very nice, but they're not consistent like Kyosho. Kyosho gets it right every single time. These Konami wheels look great. All right, and then over here we have the Inno 64 Honda Civic. I think it's a 1992, and I think these are aftermarket custom wheels. So there you go. I kind of like what I'm working with here. I think this is a good foundation for a little backdrop for photographs and videos. It's a good starting point. If I can just add the finishing touches, like the fence, the fence is going to be the main thing. And then I'll weather up the sidewalk. And possibly I might make an awning for the building. You can see here this side is weathered, this side is not. So I'm going to have to decide, do I want to go back to a clean look or do I want to weather the rest of it? I do kind of like the weathered look, but I would like to paint the Walschlager motors. I'd like to paint that white and make my own sign, just something more appropriate for the USA. But just a little used car, buy here, pay here type of a deal is what I'm looking for. All right, well, you guys all have a great weekend. Mr. Johnson, don't forget to hit that thumbs down. And then log into your other Johnson account and hit the thumbs down again. And I'll holler at you all at the next diecast video.